Have you ever had a feeling and you're like, what just happened? And you don't know how you feel about it, and you don't know how you're supposed to feel about it. Well, you just had an experience. And today I want to take you through 3 tips of how to create a better experience and take that what just happened to a what just happened. Tip number 1, creating the right energy. Do you remember the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears when you were a kid? She goes and she eats the first bowl of porridge and it's just too hot. And then she moves on and tries a second bowl of porridge, but it's too cold. And then the third bowl of porridge is just right. Well, we want to create the just right amount of energy in whatever that we're doing. The energy in the room is just too hot. It's too overwhelming. It's just going to be too crazy. It'll feel a little something like this, and it's just like, hey, tip number 1 is this, tip number 2 is, and it's just too much for us to handle as people. It's too overwhelming to somebody who's coming in and trying to enjoy an experience. So you gotta have the just right amount of energy. But then on the other extreme, if it just might be too dead. So if I was to open up this video and to just go, hey, today, like, have you ever had an experience where, it's like, what just happened? Yeah, well, you had an experience. So I'm gonna share 3 tips about how to create a better experience. It's just too dead. It's not engaging, and it just feels like, is this person really even interested in me? Or you're not gonna engage as an audience, or you're not gonna engage as a guest to something that's just boring and dead. So it has to have the right amount of energy. Not over the top, not too dead, just right. Enough to engage people and enough to just be, hey, this kind of feels good. And they'll leave kind of going, man, what just happened? So let's get on to tip number 2. So tip number 2, movement. Creating the right movement. There's a scene in the movie Fun with Dick and Jane where Dick goes up to meet the CEO of the company, and as he's there, he goes to shake his hand, and then all of a sudden it cuts away to you see him literally walking across the whole room to like the CEO to shake his hand, and it's just awkward. You feel for Dick in that moment of just like, this is weird. The same is for us. If you're meeting somebody for the first time, and you go to shake their hand, not waiting necessarily for them to come to you, but you move forward to them to say, hey, you're important to me and I want to engage with you. So it's a little bit of movement, and it's subtle movements like that, like how you go to shake somebody's hand, that can create the right experience for somebody. So let's illustrate this real fast. So we're meeting each other for the first time, and it'd be so awkward for me to just be back here, how's it going? And wait for you to come to me. Instead, we want to just go, hey, how's it going? It's nice to meet you. And that little bit of movement creates the right environment. And that is the type of movement that we're talking about. It's subtle little things that we can do to create the right environment for people to have an experience. It's like, man, that was really great meeting to that person. And they don't even realize it was as simple as just shaking somebody's hand. Let's move on to tip number 3. So tip number 3. I know it sounds really cliche and really simple and basic, but smile. A smile is the bridge to establish trust. So say, for example, you're going to a restaurant with some friends and you go to the host stand and they're not smiling. It instantly puts you kind of at a little bit of a defensive, and you're wondering, is this going to be a positive experience, a good dinner? Did we come to the right place? But if they stop and they smile with you and they get your name, your information, it puts you at ease, and kind of subconsciously you're like, we're going to have a good time moving forward. Well, whatever environment you're in, whether it's creating a video, whether it's greeting people on a Sunday morning at a church, or it's working your job and you're going into a meeting with a bunch of other people, bring your smile with you. It changes the game. It puts everybody at ease, and it creates an environment that people want to be a part of. So remember, bring that smile with you wherever you go. So I hope these tips were helpful to you, and know that you can take these 3 tips wherever you go, apply them in whatever setting you are, and create an amazing experience for people that'll take them from the what just happened to the what just happened. So remember, energy, create the right amount of energy. Don't be over the top, don't be too dead, just right. Be genuine in it. And the second is movement. Create the right type of movement that engages with people and makes people feel welcome and a part and create that great experience. And the last one is smile, because it's the bridge to establish trust. And always be genuine in all these things, because people can always read right through it. But you got this, you can create an amazing experience, and I'll see you guys in the next video.